Hello everybody and welcome to another Sims 4 house build. This is another completely different build. Not because it's a different style of home or anything like that, because I actually did it live. I streamed it over on Twitch. If you wanted to watch me there, go follow me there and you can find out when I stream because it sends you a notification. It is AG StefanyRed. AG stands for Average Gamer. That's like the tag for the group that I play with. We are the Average Gamers. We're not good. We're not bad. We're average. So this is a modern home. And it is the full everything because for 4.5 hours I streamed it and built it live with a bunch of people giving me nice feedback. It was pretty nice to do that. It's the first time I've ever built a home live. I do stream random variety content, so if you're interested in other games other than The Sims, I do recommend that you go and follow me there. But this is the first time I've ever decided to build a Sims home. So I'm just playing around with different kinds of windows, different colors, and then I do revert back to the black window frames and things like that. There is going to be like a lot of moving around, and this video is sped up 8 times the speed than my usual 4 to 6, just because it was 4.5 hours of footage. I wanted to, have something that was relatively around 30 minutes without having to break up the video. So sadly, it's super fast and a lot of things go through changes. I wanted this to be a multi-bedroom home rather than the smaller builds that I tend to make. And I still wanted it to feel big though. But I am building it on like one of the tiniest lot sizes. It's a 15 by 20 in Newcrest. So I was trying to play around with different doors and things like that, and I do settle on that nice red door. And I made the bottom floor bigger because I wanted to do a different door than my normal modern home doors. And I managed to get those like stone slab windows in there. So if you notice me, grab a bunch of stuff and like, hold it for a bit and not really do anything with it, that's because, I'm talking to the stream and doing stuff. And if for a moment it pauses, it's because, needed a bathroom break or something. But yeah, I decided to go with more like different windows and stuff that I normally do. So there's a lot of different stuff that I wouldn't normally do because I was getting feedback while streaming. And then I realized that I left nowhere for that bedroom to have a interior door, even though I really liked this. And I haven't even noticed it yet, but soon I will notice it. And here's where I notice it. And I'm like, oh, what do I do? Where do I move the stairs? How do I make this work? And I make it work by moving the room. And it takes me a while to figure it out. I was like, well, maybe I can do 2 rooms, maybe do an extra hallway here, but I'm like, I don't want it to be that big of a space. So you can put this on a smaller size lot if you please. I really wanted that window there, so I was like, I don't want to put a roof in front of it because it'll ruin that window. So I end up putting like a little balcony that's not really accessible. It's not an accessible balcony, but it is like, it's got like the smallest level of half walls, I should say, that you could potentially have. I think the trouble stemmed from when I shifted it to being a larger bottom size. Sorry I'm spinning around so much. I realize it's not pretty to watch, but if you want to watch the full live build, it is on Twitch currently. I'll put a link in the description. It's, saved in my archive, so you can go watch the full 4 hours, where there's audio too of it live happening, talking to people watching. And in it, I cut it out of this video, obviously, but a viewer shared with me their really awesome build. They did an amazing build of like an entire town, and I remember the name because it's Dr. Worm. Go check out their builds. Their builds are amazing. But yeah, if you want to see the little tour I took on it, it is on the live stream. Link it down below. I'll link Dr. Worm's also his gallery down below too, because like it's amazing what he did. It's just crazy good. And it took him like a month or a week. I think it was a week. But it's so worth looking at because it's so cool. If you want like an apocalyptic town, he's built one for you, and it's fantastic. So yeah, I'm spinning around, and you'll notice me go outside and look at the house every now and again because, you know, new people have come to watch the stream, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm building this modern house, and then I'll show them the outside, so they're not just like, well, what's going on? So yeah, I've done the little roof, and then I decided to also make this a little half wall roof. Because I didn't really like the way the roof sits. And I really like that pattern where I can join the two roofs at different angles. And I feel like it looks really nice that way. But yeah, it took a really long time to do this build. I'm not sure I'm capable of being able to talk and build at the same time, rather than as I do now, is where I'm just like, you know, watching the video. Yeah, this is probably a potty break, this pause here. Yeah. And here we go again. So you had a nice view. I should have like popped it out on the outside. I don't like that for the, you know, super tall walls. There aren't any nice archways. Not any modern archways. There's a lot of like old antique archways, and like Jungle Adventures has an archway, but there's no just like simple 1 or 2 slot archways. And I figured that out. And I also really hated the way that, you know, fence and foundation were working out there, so I decided to hide it with some plants. And then I'm like, I'll do all the landscaping because it's the landscaping time. And I like everything about this build. I think it's one of my most proud builds. I feel like everything works really well together, and one of my favorite rooms that I've ever built is up here. One of my favorite bedrooms, I should say, because I love every room in this house, but the one bedroom that's like the bigger bedroom, it's like super bougie and like really outside of my comfort zone, but I love it. I love it so much, and I was having so much fun with it and like laughing about how like over the top and eccentric it was. Even though like probably some people won't think it's that over the top or eccentric, I just feel like it is for my taste, because I'm a very plain Jane when it comes to stuff. I don't go, you know, heavy into the patterns and crazy with the colors, at least in my own home. But this room turned out with the big 3 tile sort of, and I was making fun of how those roofs are so flat and I never realized how untextured the roofs are. Like, they look it, but when you get too close, you're just like, that's just a, you know, a paint. That's nothing. And oh yay, furnishing. Oh man. I'm tired. I literally just finished the stream maybe 5 hours ago, and I couldn't get to sleep. So I'm just like, you know what? I'll download it and edit it. And it took a while to download because 4.5 hours. But I love that Twitch allows you to download, you know, easy to work copies of your stuff now, because my computer is not capable of streaming and recording. I can do one or the other, but doing both would just eat up way too much CPU and memory and RAM and all this other stuff. So I can't do both. But I was glad that I could download it afterwards off Twitch and bring you this. I wasn't going to be too upset if I couldn't, because, you know, it's not a big deal. And then I realized, oh my god, these are all these recolors of this, so I just started putting them in other rooms so I could use them later, and I don't think I use any of them later. I think I go with other things. I just run away on a train. And I pulled out the dining room a little bit more of the wall there, so it has like a little corner to that door. And to give it a little bit more space, because I felt like the table and the chairs were kind of getting away of, like, you know, the door. It's a massive door, right? And here I'm just going through and saying all the stuff that I love, because I really love a bunch of this other stuff. And then I found that, and I'm like, oh, that works so well with my color scheme. At first I just put the red counters down as a placeholder, but then I'm like, you know what? Gonna be a red kitchen. Love it. Gonna be a red kitchen. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I streamed like a few hours ago and I haven't been able to sleep, so I thought I'd download it and edit it all in one day. Who knows when I'm actually going to put it live. So I streamed this on, what was it? Thursday morning. So from like midnight Thursday, like right when the clock, turns from Wednesday to Thursday, that's when I started streaming. And we didn't finish till like 4 in the morning, 4:30. So I think we started at 12:30 and finished around 5, I should say. I can't remember, but all I know is it was 4.5 hours. So it's all there on Twitch if you wanted to watch it. And I am decorating each room before I move on to the next, which is, I feel, slows me down a lot when I build. So when I tend to build off camera, I mean, not off camera, off live camera, I should say, I don't do that. I build, move on, build, furnish, move on, and then decorate. So I can do all the decoration at once. But since I was, streaming and talking and doing all this stuff, I decided to do everything one room at a time instead. I should have taken more breaks because, like, my back at the end of this was killing me. I had to go for, like, a walk afterwards. I used to be able to stream for, like, 8, 9, 12 hours at a time. But I'm getting old. I am getting old. I can't sit in a computer chair for, like, 8 hours anymore because before I started streaming, I was playing some games with some friends, which I don't know if that video will come up before or after this one, but there is a video coming where we play a cute little game. I am absolutely in love with the amount of detail that I put in some of these like little nooks and crannies. This table in particular and the Boojie makeup table I do upstairs in the bedroom. I love that one too. I don't know why. I just was putting so much detail into stuff and it felt right. It felt right, when it feels right, it feels right. And I was making a joke about having a meth lab because I was going to use the Strangerville medical table there because I wanted a table there, which I thought was hilarious. No one laughed, though. And then I was just like, you know what? There's so many recolors for these little salt and pepper looking shakers. So it's just like, I'm going to recolor them, and it's like a spice table now. It's got all the spices all sort of just chucked there. I wanted this house to feel lived in, but yet still pristine in a way. And then I was like, I don't really want any plants on either side. And then I was just choosing a garbage bin to go with all of this, and I chose that one. So I didn't forget the bin. I almost did. I almost forgot about the outside one, but I remembered at the end, thankfully. And I felt like that weird pancake and bacon one, that was a great picture to put there. And now, and I think throughout this whole thing, I was talking about how bowling night stuff, even though it's a really, I don't use it for the bowling. I like the furniture in it. I think it's really cute. And I was having, internal arguments about this wallpaper in the front. And someone new had joined and I was asking them how they felt about it. And they said they loved it. So I kept it. And you know what? I'm good with this. I like it. I think it adds a little bit of character. The only problem I had with it was between the stairs from this floor to the second floor, it kind of limited what I could do with the second floor wallpaper because I kind of wanted to bring it up, and just cutting it off with something else didn't feel right. So it limited a little bit what I could do with the second floor landing area. But I feel like it worked out in the end. I still had like just one wall where it was the same carried up. And then I think I did something else, but I can't remember, even though it was like a few minutes ago. Not even a few minutes. A few hours ago, I should say. But I am getting tired now. I might take a nap soon. Yeah. So going in, trying to find a nice rug to fit there. And then I end up going, well, I know I already have red, and this is supposed to be an orange room, but I couldn't find a nice orange rug. So you know what? That red and orange rug will be great. Or is it like a red and yellow? I don't know. It's kind of like a yellowy orange. So we're just going to call it orange and have a nice day. I really like that little peace lily thing. I've never used it before, and I don't know why. Never seen it, I guess. But I felt like it added like a layer of class to this build, like to the front room. And I don't know what happened there, but I left that painting in the doorway. No idea why or how it ended up there. So if you download this house off the gallery, it's already up there because I uploaded it as soon as I finished the stream. There is that little little wood thing in the doorway, and I don't know why it's there. And like I've worked, and like there's still 15 minutes left of this video, so that means that like we're halfway through of what we did, and it was still there. So I never looked closely at it again. But when I went back in to take the screenshots, I realized it was there. And I was like, oh, dang. So yeah, that's something you'll have to move later on. So this is going to be our yellow and black room. I thought they should all have like a color scheme. We got the yellow and black room, and then upstairs the bedrooms are both blue, but different shades of blue. So we've got a light blue room and the dark blue bougie room, which is my favorite room. And then we have like a little office on the upstairs landing, which is like sort of a green room. It's not too much green, but there are little pops of green in it. So we got a red room, orange room, and yellow room on downstairs. So I was like, yeah, it's like a fiery first floor. And then upstairs, it's like the cooler area. And then we also have the outside. We have an upstairs balcony, and we've got the downstairs outdoor seating area. So this place has a lot of like hangout spots. I feel like it would be like roommate home rather than a family home. It feels like there are two like adult Sims living here, like either maybe sisters or brothers or just like, best friends, bought this awesome house and they have these really, modern tastes in furniture and stuff like that. So yeah, it's in no way I think a family home. I didn't build like a teenager's room or a kid's room. It feels to me like it's friends living together or like, siblings living together. But yeah, I was like struggling. I thought I had. I couldn't remember what pack it came with, but I was thinking about that coffee table with the fish tank. And then one of my viewers pointed out to me that it was actually my first pet stuff, which that pack I don't have. And then we were mocking that pack for a very long time. But I was like looking for it, and I'm like, wait, isn't it an island living pack? And it's not. It is my first stuff pack thing. And I was just like a little sad about that. And I realized this bathroom didn't really have a window. So I put one in and I changed the bathtub shower. Oh, I do use one of those paintings. Bravo on me. I changed the bathroom, tub and shower into just a shower. And yeah, here I was talking about how hard it is to build starter homes with base game because of how expensive base game doors are. That's why that was there. And then I was just like, you know what? We'll kind of have it facing the windows. So it's like, I feel like downstairs bathrooms should never have showers or baths in them. They should just be water closets where it's just a toilet and a sink. So I put it facing the window. So it kind of does separate it from the rest of the bathroom and, creates this like illusion that there's no shower there. Ooh, lighting. I finally got to use one of my favorite lights, and I do it orange to be in the orange room. And then I did the trick where I hide the really bright lights underneath the really dull lights. Another break there. I think that's where I went and I looked at that viewer's home. But I spent a while there, so I didn't want to put it in the video. Because this one is already 30 minutes long. Oh my gosh, I gotta talk for like another 10 minutes. You've got to listen to me for another 10 minutes. But yes, I really wanted that plant underneath that lamp. I thought it looked really cool. But then I realized it was clipping into the television. So I'm like, no. Not gonna ruin my whole living room for a lamp/plant. I don't know if that vase is going to interfere with the television, but if it does, just pop it out of the way or move the TV up. I don't know, but I liked it there and I shrunk it down. It's one of the new island living vases and I shrunk it down. And I used the same beds in both the rooms, but obviously different color schemes. Uh, this one's the more lighter, calmer blue room, and the other one's the bougie blue, as I call it. And I was really happy to use those stone windows again in another build because I like them. I really like them. And to be able to use the 3-1 in the bougie bedroom, where it's got like that weird sort of like stone slidey area, made me really happy because I've never used it in any build ever. And I was so happy to use it in that build. And then I was joking that I didn't have any curtains to go everywhere else, so I was just going to shrink them down over all the windows. And then I just decided to get rid of those side windows because I usually don't build windows on the sides of houses, especially in Newcrest, because houses usually go on either side. So it's like you don't want a window that looks into your neighbor's window. I don't know. It's really not necessary, but it's just something that I've grown to do. And I don't know why. Maybe I'm just a realist. But I tend to use a lot of stuff from what's it called? City Living. And what's it called? Famous. Get Famous. Jesus, my brain is really slowing down right now. Oh my goodness. For this bedroom. And that's gonna be the bougie makeup area. And I guess this is another potty break. You know, you're streaming for 4 hours. Sometimes you need to stop and you know, go for a walk. And I wanted to do like a little table because I know it's not a real desk, so your sim will never sit at it. But I wanted it to be like a makeup table. So that poof is what kicks off the bouginess. And I'm like, yo, this is going to be a cluttered makeup table. And I wanted that mirror to work, but then I was like, you know what? I have a better idea. So I slide up these 3 and I do put them like a little offset. And I thought that looked really cute. And then I was talking about how there's no modern clocks, which makes me sad. Like modern side table clocks. Like they're all like very old and antique-y. So yeah, this is where I go and like literally clutter that whole table full of random goodies. And I wish there was like a little mirror that you could put on the tables, but there is not, sadly enough. But that's okay. We don't need that. We don't need that in our lives. Yes, we do. And so, yeah, I realized that there was really no room to put like an office. So instead I turned this landing into an office and it gave it a nice, like every room has a function, which is something that I really wanted to go for, where it's not just like, oh, here's another seating area. Oh, here's another seating area. Oh, look, it's a really random room full of random plants. Like I wanted it to be useful. So in a way, turning this landing into an office made it very useful. Although realistically, you would have a computer in your room. If you were like renting out this place with someone else, you'd have another computer in your bedroom. And I'm just going to use fitness stuff pack for this bathroom because I was getting really tired. It was 4 in the morning, almost 5 in the morning, sorry. And I was just like, I really just want to be done with this. 4.5 hours of streaming is enough. So I just, chuck in one of my signature bathroom styles. I should just really make my rooms and then just plop them down in a random order. And there you go. Brand new build every day. But yeah, I was just like, but I still wanted it to give it the same level of detail I was doing everything else. So even though I really wanted to be done with all of this, I didn't skimp. I still kept, furnishing to the level that the downstairs had been furnishing. And yeah, this is where I had the problem with the carrying of the wallpaper upwards. And I was like, I can make the wall green, but I didn't really like any of the greens. They didn't kind of go with the chair that I was going for. Like I wanted that kind of green. And I couldn't find it anywhere. So I just went with white and the other wall, and I bring the green in through carpeting and another chair and things like that. And here I am picking the more calmer blue room. And then I found that rug and I'm like, you know what? That belongs in the bougie room. I love that rug so much. I think it's my favorite rug. I just love how it reminds me of like ships. And this is when I decided that room was going to be super over the top. And it was going to have like a fainting couch and stuff like that. But I didn't really like that one. So I went with this one. And I could have made this so much more, crazy. But I don't know why I kind of calmed down with that chair. I should have chosen one of the more crazier patterns, but I did not. I just went with a more like calm down lady chair pattern. And then I was like, oh, I should put these weird lights in. And I'm like, oh wow, what is this person, a porn star? And then I found the martini glass, and I'm like, yo, martini glass light, heck yes. Super, super weird, super crazy room. But they weren't, all the lights that I had put in these rooms weren't bright enough for my taste. So instead I popped those two big square lights, 2 of them in each of the room, to make it sort of feel like there was one over the bed and one over the part that wasn't the bed. And it looks like we're close to finish. 4 more minutes left. Yay! I'm tired of talking. I've been talking so much today. And I am not a talkative person. I mean, I am, but I'm not. You know what I mean? And then I was like, I should just get really weird with this build and put up a Christmas tree in here. But I didn't. I went for something a little bit different. I really love that succulent bunch plant. So I was just like, heck yes. Let's chuck a succulent in here. And then I'm just going to chuck some plants in here. A little bit more decoration. Really make this place feel loved and lived in. And... oh yeah, I found the little hairdryer thing, and I slipped it underneath there, which I thought was a great touch. I wanted it on top of the table, but there was already so much stuff on the table. So it's just like, you know what? Just put it underneath. Because like, I mean, if you have a makeup table, you probably got boxes of stuff that you don't normally use, like somewhere else near the table, not on the table. So I felt like that was perfect to just sort of slide it underneath, the table, accessible, but not readily. And now I'm just going to do some seating area. I chose to do it on that side just because it felt a little bit more cozier. And then I realized I didn't really finish this area. So again, saved the outdoor areas for last, and they're kind of a little lackluster. I mean, there is a seating area up top, and there is a dining area down bottom with a barbecue, but that's literally it. I do check a little few plants on the balcony as well with a little lounge chair, but like I didn't go crazy out there like I would on the inside of this house. And I don't know if I would put a candle on a bookshelf, so I took it away because that just seems like a fire hazard to me. And I thought this little seating area, little desky nook thing, it turned out really nice. Like I was gonna keep furnishing it, but I'm like, no, what? Stop, just leave it. It's perfect. Don't need to do anything else to it. It looks good. And then I found that, and I'm like, well, that's got to go outside because, seasons are a thing. Little plant there. And then, yeah, outside, I'm just going to chuck a few plants in that corner and a little lounge chair. And that's about it for this floor. And then I'll go downstairs and do the barbecue area. And that's it for that build in general. Oh, I feel like I've been talking for like 3 days straight. So if you like this, it is on the gallery. I will leave a link in the description below. You've probably already seen it if you have like favorited me there. Oh yeah, I wanted to do these little greenery. I felt it made it look a lot nicer. Or you can search up my origin ID, which is StefanyRed. Same it is on YouTube here. If you want to check out my Twitch, it is AG StefanyRed over on Twitch, and you can watch this whole build live there. And I tend to stream almost every night. I try to. It's just something I'm trying to get back into because I used to stream a lot, and now I'm trying to get back into recording videos and streaming and doing all that fun stuff. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this modern build. Sorry if it was a lot of twisting and speedy, but how to make things work with how I do. And now we're in the screenshots. Oh, I love it. See, look, it looks great. I love it. I love what I did. I'm amazing. No, I'm joking. I mean, I'm not joking, but I'm not that vain. So, um, thank you so much for watching. And you know what? Have an amazing day.